Hello, friends, and welcome to Activate and Thrive and to our Thriving Thursday chat, where we chat with different, beautiful, health and thriving and wellness-minded people about just many different aspects of thriving and staying healthy. And we run these chats periodically here on our Facebook page at Activate and Thrive, probably a couple a month or so. And we always announce them, so you can see those announcements. And we also share it on YouTube afterwards. So whether you're watching this now live or later on YouTube or here on Facebook, welcome. We're so glad to have you with us. My name's Dawn.
And I'm Mia. And our guest today is actually my sister.
My sister-in-law.
Marisa Maggio Harelson. She is a mom and a wife and a former TV news reporter and anchor, turned yoga and meditation instructor, passionate about that, and a nutrigenomics educator. We've spoken about that before on previous chats, but we'll go into a little detail more on that. She was introduced to the global wellness business that we're all a part of, we've partnered with, and now her life and so many others, including ours, have been changed, forever changed. She's helped so many by just sharing some revolutionary health products, incredible business opportunity. She's passionate about educating others and on really creating and designing a life of choice, of choices for better health and abundant living. So Marisa loves spending time with her husband, Scott, of 23 years, and their 2 adult children who are now in college. And she loves traveling. She's traveled the world. She's been on all 7 continents, Timbuktu, Antarctica, and just this summer, the Galapagos Islands. So welcome, Marisa, my beautiful sister. We're thrilled to have you with us today.
Thank you, Mia.
Our talk, yes, our talk is personal vision and believing in yourself. So why don't we start by asking you to share with everyone, was there a time when you didn't believe in yourself? And if so, what was it that started to change that for you?
Yeah, I think everybody can relate to that. Thank you, Mia. And thank you, Dawn, for having me on your beautiful Activate and Thrive weekly segment. So it's nice to be here today. And I love all that you're doing and engaging and empowering people and just shining your beautiful light. So important. So yeah, there was a time there's a lot of times in my life where I didn't believe in myself, or I wasn't sure what I was supposed to be doing in the world. And, I wrote a chapter recently in a book that's getting ready to come out called Momentum Makers. And I started when I wrote that chapter, and I had to go away up to our cabin in Prescott to just be quiet and try to really think about these things. Because, we get on this life cycle and we just go. A lot of people, can you all relate? And I was kind of like that too. And anyway, so when I'm getting back to that question, I was 8 years old and I was walking down the sidewalk of Lexington, Kentucky. And I just was like, I could cry thinking about it, but I remember just like, God, is there something for me that's big? Like, how do I get out of here? And I love Kentucky, trust me, but I didn't appreciate it. Some of those things, I just felt trapped. There's something in me. And Dad used to say it to us, I was this human dynamo. And I think it's just in my DNA that I just love to express and be joyful and do things. So I just remember, like, I can see the cracks on the sidewalk and thinking, how am I going to see the world? How am I going to see the world? And it's just amazing how your life can unfold and we can create the magic in our own life. And I didn't understand, even when I moved away from home at 18, that I was really setting that path to be able to do what I want in my life when I want and with who I want. And it wasn't always like that. I worked, I've always had good work ethic. I worked in TV news almost 20 years and got out of that when the kids were little. because I wanted to be home with my family. I didn't want to work holidays anymore or, Christmas. Oh, I'll anchor the weekend for or I just didn't want to do any of that anymore. And I also didn't enjoy the news world anymore. It was very negative. And I'm not a negative person. I'm a joyful person. And that's what needed to come out. So the Marisa that was Marisa then, that people know me as, is not the same Marisa. My heart and soul's the same. But I have evolved into who I know I was meant to be on this planet. And with that, yeah, you got people that look at you and family members or whatever, people that just go, oh my God, she's so weird and what she's gotten involved with. And, I found my passion and my purpose. And health had always been, by the way, oh, that's my blind dog barking.
Aw.
Health had always been in me. And even as a teenager, and then I struggled with weight, as we all do, with eating healthy, had to find that path, right? We're all evolving.
Mhm.
So, but I knew I loved health, and even in television news, I had a health beat in different markets, and anything, even when I worked here in Phoenix, I was like, anything that was health science oriented, I wanted to be. I wanted to be a doctor growing up. Then I saw how hard that was. I'm like, nope. And I didn't want to be into sickness care. I was always proactive into wellness. So moving forward, I just think of all of the stacking of my life has brought me to this moment. And 10 years ago, I had my epiphany at age, I'm ageless, but
Yes.
I had this epiphany at 10 years ago, and when I turned 50, and I just said, you know what? I want to be a yoga teacher. And I had been a practitioner of yoga for 5 years prior to that. But it was really about, just wanting to get healthier, I love moving my body, breath. I've always been into that. So that's evolved into, being a teacher, and a damn good teacher for
Yeah.
10 years. And to be able to evolve even more and get deeper into, it's more than just a vinyasa flow class, but the mindfulness aspect of yoga and what we can create. So yoga has helped me create who I am today as well, even in my nutrigenomics business, meditation, and that has been a game changer. And so if people out there are not meditating, Scott and I went hiking this morning, and then I said I need to sit. So I just sat on a rock and I just took a few minutes. I usually take 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes in my practice of meditation daily. And but I just really, that part is also very important. And people go, I can't meditate, but you can. And when you focus on breath, you can. And I teach that too. So
Let me
anyway.
ask.
Mhm.
Oh, so go ahead, finish your thought if you want.
Well, I think all of that has brought me to this moment to be able to go, who is Marisa, and what is personal vision, and what is our personal belief, and then how to move forward. But go ahead and ask me another
Well, I
question.
just wanted to ask, it sounds like you sort of started to answer my question without knowing what my question was, which it sounds like that you're believing yourself has been a gradual process over the course of your experiences in your life. And it wasn't some like epiphanal moment where you went, oh my gosh, but your experiences have led you to where you are now and to believing in yourself. Because I want to think about those who might be really struggling. Wow, it sounds amazing what you're doing. It sounds amazing what you've found, but I'm having trouble latching on to how I can start believing in who I am. Do you have any thoughts about how to help somebody with that?
Well, you have to take one step forward, and you have to make a decision. I mean, bottom line is you have to decide, and you have to take action. And that's what equals success. Success in mindset, success in your business, whatever it is, whatever you're doing out there. I just feel that, so many people just exist and they don't really live, and they just go through the motions of life. And so really it's about stopping and just meditating. I'm telling you, just get quiet and get still, because it's in the silence that you will hear what you need to know. And it may not come today, but something's going to come. We're all energy, and we're all, we all come from love. That's what we all want, is love, and we want connection. And if you don't believe in yourself, then lock arms with someone that believes in you and that can, kind of guide you along that way. But number one, not everybody's into this personal growth and development. And I am. I mean, gosh, you guys, if you're watching this on the replay or whatever, give us some hearts or type in the chat, because more today than ever before, people need to be going inward and say, what do I want? I mean, look what's happening in the world. People don't want to go back to their jobs.
Right.
There's a lot of people working from home. They like it, right? I've been working from home for years. So I am an unemployable person. I will never work for anybody but myself. And that didn't come, that level of confidence did not come overnight. This has been an evolution of 10 years. And now I want to give what I've been able to get back to other people in an inspiring way, whether it's through yoga, whether it's through meditation, whether it's nutrigenomics, whether it's getting better, healthier, right? Which is the most important thing. And then whether it is an opportunity and I can teach people how to become the leaders of their life. Instead of being told what to do, okay, I'll do it. And they're not satisfied. Now, if they're satisfied, great, because we need people like that in the world, so to run businesses in the world, right? But I was restless. I was young and restless.
Oh, yeah.
And always have been.
Always. I can attest to that.
I'm not so much restless as I've been able to take whatever that was percolating in me since I was a little girl to now go, you were meant to be something on this planet and to step into your flippin' power. And I don't say that to sound egotistical. I say it because I've had the same fears and the same level of, insecurities as anybody. But and the most successful people in the world are the people that had fear and just had an opportunity to make a decision and started. I'll tell you what it is. It is having mentors, and it is reading things that are inspiring and stimulating, because we are the average of the 5 people we hang out with. And so if you're around a gossipy group of people and that's all they're doing, then that can be toxic. And how is that evolving you as a human being in the mind, the body, and the soul? And I just found, for me, who Marisa really is that person that is conscious, is connected, is wanting to help people. That's what makes me joyful, is to really help people. And that's through yoga, meditation, and getting healthier.
Well, sorry.
Heidi comments, restlessness is energy.
Yeah.
A few comments coming in.
Yeah.
And
So,
thank you, Heidi. I can't wait to see you in Florida. And this is another thing. I just want to tell you something.
Oh, good.
Because I love people. And Heidi, I cannot wait to see you. I think I met you one time at Mia and Dawn's wedding. And, life has happened since then. But through this beautiful, I'm going to go, one of my mantras for 2022 is play like a child and be the empowered woman. And so Mia and Dawn, so we have a convention and for our business, our health business in Orlando next month. And guess what? We're going to go to Disney World. And one of my childhood friends, who I've known since I was 12 years old, grew up down the street with her, is coming. She's flying in. Mary, I can't wait to see you.
I know.
And we're going to all shack up at a beautiful Disney hotel. And Heidi, just to let you guys know, Heidi's this little Tinkerbell. And she is beautiful. Like, she loves Disney World so much that she's flying in to help take us on this journey of Disney World for 2 days and really play like a child. So we are having an experience. And listen, we're not getting younger, right? So, but I have to say, this second half of my life seems to be like whatever I did the first half has helped set me up for this half. And I just feel unstoppable. And I feel like I'm just getting started in many ways. And I'm going to continue to play like a child. I like to say I'm immature for my age, but I'm a mindful, immature person. So playing like a child, these are the things that keep you happy. These are the things that keep you young. And meditation. And I just can't even say enough about that. Getting quiet to start your morning. And I want to talk about that in a minute, but I'm sure you have another question. And
Well, I just wanted to follow up with that because yes, we're all going to go play like kids play like a child at Disney World. But, you think about the way that you played when you were a child.
oh,
And, when we were kids, we did have a mom who always encouraged us to dream big. So I'm very grateful that we had that force of energy behind us. And she was a little Italian fireball.
yes, she was. Yes, she was. And still is.
Yes, she still is. That's right. So, Marisa, what have you done specifically outside of, I mean, all of it is connected, the yoga, the meditation, all of it. But and hanging around the influential people that are going to lift you up. But what have you done personally besides those things, in addition to those things, to grow your own belief and really own it? Because your power is unstoppable. So talk about some of the things that you've done to really own and grow your belief in yourself so that you can make those dreams come true. And help others.
I want to call it psychological fuel stacking. And it's really like saying things to yourself about yourself. You can say it's all woo woo if you want. And there's even a book out there, a woo woo book. One of my friends sent me yesterday. I'm like, yes. And it's waking up. It's breathing. It's getting quiet. And then it's my personal vision. Who is Marisa? So taking time to write this down, I'm in coaching programs. I've coached with Tony Robbins. I'm in a beautiful coaching right now with one of the top leaders in our profession. And I'm in his inner circle, and he's hard and he makes you dive deep into yourself. And so personal vision, and then who are you in the future? And so you're writing it down about who you are and how you show up. Because if we are not saying these things to ourselves, they will not come true. And it's really, people are successful because they have a belief. And then they didn't question it. They knew they were going to be successful. Just like when I joined our nutrigenomics business, I knew I was going to be successful. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew there was belief right there that it was a non-negotiable. I think it's like having an athlete, a professional athlete, someone who wants to be a professional athlete. What do they have to do? It's the same mindset. Right? And to be successful in our industry, you have to plug in and you have to grow yourself. So I do psychological fuel stacking. I do affirmations. I tap into my virtues. What are my core virtues? Like, being conscious, being spiritual, being joyful, being understanding, being compassionate. Some of those things are already in me that I know. So now I'm adopting new core virtues so that I can grow myself into some other things. And I can give you like a name of, some of the core virtues, like if people are, what does she mean by that? Transcendence, tranquility, sobriety, spirituality, perseverance, optimism, modesty, abundance, acceptance, things like that, devotion, drive, easygoing, encouragement. So, just tapping into that. But really, what I look at is trying to, I'm working on a life mastery assessment of myself for family and relationships, for faith, for field, meaning my career, what it is that I do. And my career is really, I live in the flow, right? I don't feel like I have a job. I do what I love and it seems seamless. And that's where we want to get in life. And that's where we want people to get in life, because so many people are absolutely miserable. And because of that, I have somebody just join me in my business who makes a ton of money, and all she is in front of a computer with no time. Right? Yeah. So it's like, how do you help people shift that thought, but I'm working on mastering even in my finances, my fitness, my health, my friends, my social networking, my, all of the, and fun is super important, right? And I'm really good about that. And also fuel for your mind. So the personal development, I'm a personal development junkie. I mean, that is really, I'm reading something, and I would say when people, the words we use, you guys, and I know we need to probably wrap it up, but the words we use are critical. So what I would say to anybody who's on a path of just wanting to grow themselves, or there's a desire or a passion that they have that they haven't quite done yet because of their life, whether they're raising family, they're working, is really do that personal growth and development. Be reading books, that are about that, empowering books. I just read The Big Leap, and
Yes.
I just love that, of how you can get into your genius zone. I'm not much of a fiction reader anymore. I don't even, my friend Mel Greenberg, I just read her book, Running with Your Eyes Closed, and that's a good one, and that's a beach read. So that was the only one I read as like a year ago. That's the last fiction book I've read. I read books that lift me up and my belief, and boy, does things shift when you do that. So if someone's saying a lot of negative things, just ask them, what are you reading right now? And maybe you can offer them a suggestion of a book to read. But these are the things that I would ask myself if I am itchy inside and I'm just restless, and needing to create energy that's going to be positive energy, is evaluate, am I extremely motivated and hungry to learn and grow myself and my skills through personal development? I regularly, on a scale of 1 to 10, I regularly and consistently grow myself by reading books, listening to audios, consuming courses, attending events. I do all those things. I have a mentor coach who's helping me achieve mastery in my field. Always have somebody that's going to help lift you up and help you be accountable. My knowledge levels is in the top 1% compared to everyone else in my field or whatever. I'm growing myself, like on a scale of 1 to 10. I got to do better than that for sure. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, what are your goals? Do you have clear goals and an action plan to become that person that you want to become in your life? And really, I think my passion and purpose is to help people become the leaders of their life, the CEOs of their own life. And that can be through health and wellness. And it can also be through creating abundant living. And that looks different for everybody, but it's all there for everybody and anybody if they
Well,
want it.
this is beautiful. As we start to wrap this up, because we like to respect people's brief time
Yeah.
available, let's turn it right back to the person who really wants to latch on to what you're talking about, and they might be saying, "This all sounds beautiful. I want to believe in myself. I want to have this kind of life. And as soon as I have X or Y, as soon as I have a big enough bank account, as soon as I'm in a loving relationship, as soon as whatever, then I can get started on these things." So what would you say to that person who's waiting for some external thing to happen so that they can then start to believe in themselves?
I would say, do you want to change those words that come out of your mouth? Because if you don't take an action towards that, you're going to always be saying, I don't have enough of this. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. What if you could get back that time? What if you could get more money? What if you could build that dream that you were wanting to build? What if you could open that business that you're wanting to open? People can, that's why I was saying the words that we use, catch yourself on the negative of, oh my gosh, I don't have enough of this, or I've got to work today downtown and I've got to do this meeting and I can't stand this and I can't say that. Well, guess what? When you say those things, that's what you're attracting. And it's going to keep coming back to you, and it's just going to keep coming back. But if you flip the switch of that, go, woo, and start reading a book, it'll start helping you start believing in yourself. And then Tony Robbins wasn't Tony Robbins. And whether you follow him or not, or The man is magnificent. He created who he is, and look at the millions of people all over the world he has helped, and the millions of starving people he feeds
Yeah.
every single year, right?
Yeah.
He became who he wanted to become. He said, I'm going to create this person. You
Yeah.
can create what you want to be, or you can be what you are, and that might be good too. But if you're yearning for something, reach out to me. I mean, I'm the first one to help people believe in themselves. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I'm just a joy seeker, and I'm a transformational leader, and I'm a change maker, and I'm a manifester of miracles. And these are the words I use. And I'm a mindset warrior, and these are the words I use for me so that I can rise and thrive into what I need to be. And I listen.
Oh,
Oh,
this has been really, really beautiful.
So powerful. And you can see why she is such a magnet. So think about, we've heard a lot of people talking about their word for 2022. There's so many great ideas that Marisa has shared here to empower all of us and help lift all of us up and believe in ourselves that much more. But think about that word that speaks to your soul, that makes you in touch with what matters to you, with what brings you joy, and knowing that you can have an impact in this world that is far beyond what you even can conceive of.
Absolutely. There's just been such really passion in this discussion. You can see how electrified Marisa is with her life. And, we all are, of course, the three of us are relatives. They're sisters. I'm Mia's husband, and we're all working together in a beautiful health and wellness business. And so much of what we do there, and what really was the first thing that attracted me, was this culture of personal growth, really digging deep into yourself and finding out who you really are. And I know that from knowing Marisa all this time, so much of her growth in recent years absolutely comes from working with this, blessing herself and blessing others with better health and with better finances through this opportunity. So if this is kind of grabbed you today, there's something behind it that's driving all of us. And we just love to share more with you if you'd like to hear more. And as Marisa indicated, we can connect you with her, or you can talk with us. So please feel free to drop something in the chat, either here on Facebook or on YouTube. And meanwhile, Marisa, thank you so much for joining us today.
Can I end with one
Yes.
thing?
Yes.
This is a little crystal ball. And if you're watching, guys, just anybody, sit up tall and put your shoulders up and down the back. And I just want to we'll just take 3 breaths, but I can teach people how to connect to calmness. And like even a breath of light meditation, which can be 5 minutes, which is very, very simple. But let's just end with 3 beautiful breaths and just really feel the vibration of the bowl. I don't know how it'll sound on the air, but we can try. See. And I normally would do.
It's beautiful.
Sounds beautiful.
It's beautiful.
All right, take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in connection, joy, light, and love. And breathe out anything not serving you. Strong mind. Breathe it in. Strong body. Strong immune system. Breathe in. Breathe out. Mind at ease. Body at ease. Thoughts at ease. Energy at ease. Namaste.
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 No further words needed. Thank you so very much. Please join us on these Activate and Thrive Thriving Thursday chats when we run them. They're announced on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Bye-bye.